Well, shutout losses never what you want to see. And the fellas, well, it's their 12th one of the season. That's second in all of Major League Baseball. The Mets and the Pirates, they're leading the game, and those are two teams you do not want to be mentioned in the same breath with. Alex Bregman, hitless on the day, along with every single other member of the Chicago Cubs outside of Tyrone Taylor, had a pair of knocks, and it wasn't good enough to get the series finale. 3-0, the Pale Hose. They leave and head back across town with a W under their belt. So with that said, come on in. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Yuengling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Cole Wright, Elise Menaker, Cliff Floyd, and sometimes the other team, they just come to play a little bit more.
You want to go first?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing because the first two games in this series were epic.
Yep.
And so you were hoping that they could get the sweep against their crosstown rival. But with the bats falling flat, I mean, you got the effort that you needed from Clay Holmes. It's just they couldn't get anything going offensively. When you have 2 hits in a game from the same player, Tyrone Taylor, not getting much done. So that means you were 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. You had 10 strikeouts. So offensively, this is just one of those days where they fell flat.
Yeah, it looks to be one of those days where you just hope to have a short memory and rinse and repeat. You know you have an off day, and then you move on to Friday. Not only were the bats not working, we saw some things that were really uncharacteristic defensively, Cliff.
Well, I mean, listen, this team usually plays tremendous defense, but I felt like today their positioning in the field with a guy like Clay Holmes, and especially in double play situations, I mean, Pedro Ramirez had to make 2 throws, jump throws. And I'm saying to myself, well, if you have Clay Holmes, who's a ground ball pitcher in some situations where you might get double play opportunities, you got to turn those double plays. And it's because you was out of position. It wasn't because you made a mishap. It wasn't like, you mishandled the ball, whatever. However they do the shifting and stuff with these guys, I get it. But I just feel like when you have a guy like Clay Holmes on the mound, he's going to give you opportunities to get out of the game, and you would like those double plays to be turned.
And you see the guys with that untraditional shift. We've seen the old shift from years past, but there seems to be a newfangled route of positioning. And when Clay Holmes is out there, like you alluded to, just go ahead and play straight up because he's going to get more ground balls than your average pitcher.
Sure.
Elise, what did you see from Clay Holmes? Because that's what he does. He gets him to put it on the mat.
So he had the most ground balls of his career today. He got 12. And so that's what we're going to show you, because when you're talking about Clay Holmes, when you're talking about this defense, and like you said, Cliff, for me, that word, these opportunities. You're going to get opportunities on the ground with Clay Holmes. You had the most he's had, I mentioned, in his career, most for a Cubs pitcher this season. So you're really being tested, and this is where you start to see just the adjustments that need to be made on defense in the infield without Dansby. Now, it's not glaring. There are great plays being made right now, and this is how you're getting it done. You're just talking about those nuances, wanting to turn a couple more of those double plays. I thought this was really a highlight day for Alex Bregman. He had 8 assists.
Yeah.
And so when you are at that third base position, if you're there, if you can get there, you're doing it. You're going towards first, or maybe you got your momentum going towards second. And so really nice stuff. The backup even there from Nico. This is what this team is built on, defense. And so when you can keep the ball in the park, Clay Holmes loving it behind him, that's what you wanted, because this is a White Sox team that if you don't keep it in the park, they're going to score. He did. You put your defense to work, and he's doing it every single outing now consistently with the Cubs.
And Cliff, you and I were talking about it's not necessarily each and every single pitch that induces the ground balls. It's the pitch selection. It's pitching to the count. When Clay Holmes knows he has a guy that wants to pull, there's runners on base. What does he do? He throws something middle away, gets him to put it on the mat to the left side, and guess what? There's an out. Third out of the inning. We're in the dugout. It's time to hit. He knows how to pitch. That's a lost art, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to come out the hand, as a strike, right? It has to look competitive. I mean, we always talk about non-competitive pitches at times, when you're not going to get swing and miss and you're not going to get chased from guys because it comes out the hand as a ball and it stays as a ball. You look at that bat with Murakami early in the game. It was 3-0. He took a chance. I mean, he threw him a dirty sinker at 3-0 and hit off the end of the bat for a weak ground ball. So, I mean, this is where you accept the fact that you're going to put, you're going to take the L today. But it's one that you're like, man, Clay Holmes threw a really good game, and you had no traffic from the offense. This kind of stinks, overall.
Yeah, it's almost as if the bats were hungry because they're not themselves when they're hungry. We saw that departure in what we've been used to seeing. Oh, goose eggs all the way down to the bottom. Tyrone Taylor, 2 for 2. but he also had that blunder out there on the base pass. Elise, what do you think it was about the White Sox arm today that was able to neutralize the Cubs' bats?
Well, it's interesting because sometimes when you look at the hit category and the Cubs don't have a lot of hits, then I go to the walk category because this team can work their way on base through walks as well and good plate appearances, but also just not a lot of traffic in general today because this team, by putting pressure on opposing defenses, sometimes they can make things happen. And then Tyrone Taylor was in that situation where he tagged on that ball to right from Pete and gets thrown out at third. So a situation you don't have a lot of traffic, you're trying to make things happen, advance, like do the right things, and you get thrown out there. So yeah, I mean, just keeping these hitters off balance, the changeup from Urquidy, it was good, and then they just couldn't do it today.
Yeah, a heightened sense of urgency from Tyrone Taylor, knowing that we're down a run, we got to make something happen right here, and well, he had to run back to tag up, and well, the ball is faster than your feet more times than not, and he found that one out the hard way. And Tyrone Taylor, more times than not, Cliff, he is a quality base runner. It's not usually we see a blunder like this from a guy like that.
No, but I think when you look at the game and where they were in the game, it's 1-0. He's trying to make something happen. The only thing you can say in that play is you're in scoring position at second base with the fact that you have some really good wheels. You need a base hit to score. I get it. At third with less than 2 outs, the fly ball, ground ball gets that guy in. We got a new ball game. But on the flip side of it, you got to know who's out there and right.
Yeah.
And that's a cannon.
Because they've tested this defense in the series, and sometimes White Sox are failing that test defensively. This just was not one of those moments.
Yeah, Montgomery, a top choice for a reason. When he was down in College Station, he lit the collegiate game on fire. And Tyrone Taylor, he found out that dude plays a whole bunch of long toss. 3-0, the final tally. The White Sox, they escape Wrigley with a W, and right around the corner, Craig, he's looking at two hits as he put his glasses on? Yep, we're feeling the same way, Skip. We're going to hear from him. That's next right here on Cubs Postgame Live.